Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. I just wanted to take a moment this Thanksgiving weekend and share a quick message about contentment for Thanksgiving. The holidays can be crazy, chaotic, there can be a lot of frustration or angst, and there can also be a time of self reflection and keeping our minds focused on the main thing, which is the main thing. And this holiday season, for me, the main thing is just recentering and refocusing on contentment and thankfulness and keeping my thoughts fixed on Jesus. So, I wanted to share this video on contentment, what it is and what it means, and how we can help this holiday season be one of thanksgiving and contentment and joy. So, contentment for believers is an inward trust in God's sovereignty and goodness that produces the fruit of joy, peace, thanksgiving in the life of a believer, regardless of outward circumstances. So, contentment feels like just that peace, having joy, having just that feeling of like, hey, even if it's completely chaos out there, I know on the inside, like internally, everything is going to be okay. And contentment starts with gratitude and humility. So when we think about gratitude, we often think about, well, I have so much to be thankful for, I should be thankful for because I've seen this person who has this, and this going through, or, oh man, I would have gratitude or be thankful if I had this that this other person has. I want to encourage you to not compare your circumstances with anybody else, regardless if it's that thought of, well, I should be thankful because I'm better off than. And they mean that in like the nicest way possible. It's not a place of judgment on the other person, but of judgment on themselves because they're not feeling gratitude or thankfulness. And we also don't want to have that spirit of um, covetousness is a biblical word that's meaning like jealousy or malcontentment of I would be happy if only I had XYZ. So gratitude starts with not comparing yourself or your situation to anybody else and just being grounded in the situation that you're currently in. And it also comes with humility. Contentment comes from humility. Humility and humiliation are two completely different things. Humility, according to C.S. Lewis, is not thinking less of yourself, meaning like you don't have self deprecation, but thinking of others more and thinking of yourself less or less often, emphasis added by me. So when we have a mindset of thinking of others more often than ourselves, and that's not to say, hey, we shouldn't have self care or take care of ourselves. That's not that at all. But when we think of others and esteeming others and living our lives to build each other up, that mixed with that gratitude piece will create contentment. So this season, if you're having trouble with gratitude, perhaps it's just been a really frustrating year and there's just a lot going on, or Murphy's just kind of punched you in the face over and over and over and over again. We've had many years like that before. Some practical ways to work through to gain contentment is list out your blessings, list out what's gone well, list out your successes that you've had. Like maybe, hey, I might not have my money where I want to be yet, but I started this budgeting thing and I've started tracking my transactions. Dude, write that down, celebrate that seriously, and just write out blessing after blessing after blessing. So that way, anytime you feel that frustration or that angst, you can go back to it and be reminded of the goodness in your life. Another thing that will lead to contentment is good, healthy boundaries. When we have good, healthy boundaries, we essentially tell others how we choose to be treated. Contentment can come from having healthy boundaries. If you have people who create angst in your life and frustration, and it's just like, I really don't want to go to this Thanksgiving dinner because Uncle Bill is going to be hitting the bottle or talking politics or talking religion or whatever that looks like, and I'm just not about that. You can have that boundary to say no and choose instead to do something else. That is a boundary that you can have. Another way to have contentment is to have proper expectations. All too often, we have this idea of the way that things should be, especially in the holiday season. Oh, we should have that spirit of Christmas. Oh, we should have this amazing, incredible Thanksgiving dinner, or we should have XYZ. Guys, I've learned in life, in marriage, in relationships, if you go into it with an open hand, without super high expectations of picturing the way that it's going to be, contentment tends to follow along with it. Because when you have super high expectations of the way you want things to be, more often than not, you're going to be disappointed, highly disappointed. So when you approach things with an open hand, with curiosity rather than expectations, hey, I wonder how this is going to go. Hey, I seriously wonder how Uncle Bill is doing. Like, how was his year? Or whatever that might look like. Contentment is a lot easier to feel. That peace, that joy is a lot easier to feel. And lastly, I want to leave you with a passage of scripture from Philippians 4, verses 10 through 13. This is Pastor Paul. Pastor Paul. We had a Pastor Paul in Washington. This is the Apostle Paul writing to the church in Philippi. They had given him support, some gifts to help him on his mission trips. And he says, I rejoiced greatly in the Lord, rejoiced greatly in the Lord, that at last you renewed your concern for me. Indeed, you were concerned, but you had no opportunity to show it. I'm not saying this because I'm in need, for I have learned to be content, whatever the circumstances. I know what it is to be in need. I know what it is to have plenty. I have learned the secrets of being content in every and any situation, whether well fed or hungry, whether living in plenty or in want. I can do all this through him, Jesus, who gives me strength. Guys, if you would like some support this holiday season, whether that be with your finances, learning how to create boundaries, or walking through what contentment might look like for you, please reach out. Go ahead and schedule a complimentary coaching session. I would love to come alongside of you and just help you dive deeper into what's going on and help you get from where you are to where it is you want to be. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe and share this video. And I wish you a happy and content Thanksgiving.